Hi guys, it's Kiyako here, back with another speed build. Today we're building a European hostel. So if you guys don't know what a hostel is, it's basically like a low budget kind of place where you can rent a bed, get some cheap food, kind of have a place to stay while you're traveling. I will say I'm probably not the person who should be building a hostel because I've actually never stayed in one. So this is not speaking from like any experience I've had, but just kind of like what I've heard about hostels and just like conceptually what I think of them. So this is my take on one. It probably doesn't look like any sort of real hostel in real life, but you know, I thought that the concept was really interesting, just like a very open kind of social place to come and stay for a night or two. It's just like a really cool concept, and I wanted to have my take on it. Like I said, this is probably somewhere in Europe. I don't know like where. I wasn't really thinking of anything in particular, any like particular location. You can see this one's kind of like by some water, so maybe it's like, I don't know, by like a hiking trail or like a lake or something. I don't know. But it is a very scenic area. You got this beautiful view in the front. I did imagine that this would be a place mainly for backpackers and hikers and people who are just, on the trails and, backpacking across the country, stuff like that. Like I said, I don't think most hostels look like this. This one is very like aesthetic based and very like, probably a little bit too fancy because hostels are supposed to be pretty low budget, I think, from what I'm aware of. And this doesn't really look like a low budget place to stay, but let's pretend that it is for the sake of just, the business of hostels. But like I said, I haven't stayed in one, so if any of you ever had, please let me know like what you think of this build, if this is at all even a little bit accurate, or what your take on hostels are, how you enjoyed it, if you didn't enjoy it, because I've heard both good and bad things about different people's experiences in different hostels. So I know that it's the same with anything, right? Like some people have really good experiences in some places, some people have really bad experiences in other places. I know that staying at hostels can have, I don't want to say dangers, but in the sense that I've heard people talk about, certain red flags about hostels, things to look out for, things to look for. So I know there's that whole side of it too. This is, I imagine, a very safe place. I imagine this is a very well-known hostel in this area. Very popular, a lot of tourists come here. Probably a very Instagrammable site. It looks very pretty in the front, I think. So probably for a lot of travel vloggers or, influencers and stuff would probably come stay here. We have this really cute little yellow Jeep in the front, a hiking trail sign on the left there so people can, find their way. And then on the inside, there's going to be a laundry area, because I heard that's one of the big things you need for a hostel is a laundry area, because people, have their sweaty, dirty clothes from all their backpacking and they definitely need to clean them. There'll also be a place for socializing. There'll be a little store, but we'll get into that when we get inside. But anyway, so you guys, I am back to normal in my normal schedule. I'll be posting 3 times a week from now on, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And I talked about this last week, but the reason I'm changing my schedule a little bit is just so that I can deliver more higher quality content to you guys, because 5 videos a week stretches me a little bit too thin, and I think that it results in me making some videos that I'm not totally happy with, not totally proud of. So I really want to make sure that you guys are getting the best possible quality builds from me. So I'm going to do 3 times a week so that you guys can get that and I can be more on top of the builds that I'm making. So again, let me know if you guys have any questions about that, but that's kind of what we'll be doing from now on. I've had a pretty good weekend. I saw Last Night in Soho, which is the new Edgar Wright film. Has nothing to do with this build, but I thought I would mention it, just because it's, what I've been doing. I thought it was a good movie. It's not my favorite Edgar Wright film, but I loved Anya Taylor-Joy in it. I loved Thomas and Mackenzie. Great actresses. It was a good movie. So let me know if any of you have seen it, what you thought of it, because I would love to discuss, especially in the Discord. I love talking about movies with you guys. So let me know if you guys have any thoughts about that. Right now I'm just doing all my walls on the inside, kind of just putting out the floor plan and stuff. You could probably kind of get the sense that I'm going for a little bit of a cabin vibe, because we got all these wood floors and wood walls. But we also have this really interesting tile that kind of reminds me of some reason Scandinavian design. So maybe this is somewhere in, I was gonna say Scandinavia. Maybe this is a Scandinavian, somewhere, with lots of mountains and cold air. I don't know what I'm saying. It's somewhere in the world that is European, Scandinavian. I don't know geography very well, you guys. But let me know if you guys have any guesses as to which country this is in. Let me know, because I feel that would be really interesting to inform the rest of this design. But this little area here in the front A-frame part is our little main office space. or not office space, but like the reception. So you come in and this person here will just like greet you, and then you just pay for your room, and then you would go inside. There's a little mini fridge back there, so maybe you can buy some snacks here. There will be a little store like opposite of this little desk area where you can buy like supplies and stuff, but we'll get to that in just a second. So there's also like a little like storage area here where they can store extra supplies to, you know, supply the hostel, you know, like toilet paper and supplies, I don't know. And then over here we have our little store area, like I said, to buy supplies. So there'll be like I think I actually put some like propane tanks down, so maybe if you need like a tank for your car or something, or your van, maybe like people who do, you know, van life and drive around countries and stuff, maybe this is like a place for them to stop as well. They'll sell like little shampoo bottles, little conditioners, you know, toiletries, stuff like that. So basically anything you need to, you know, refill while you're on your travels, you can buy here at this little store. But yeah, so that's what I'm just setting up here. You can see I really am always frustrated that we can't put, you know, wallpaper on the inside of roofs, because this is like an A-frame part of the build, but you just have this like gray slab from the roof there, and it's frustrating because it's like not part of my design. It kind of looks kind of ugly, but you know, whatever. I can't ask for everything, I guess, but maybe one day, maybe in The Sims 5 they'll let me decorate my roofs a little bit better. But you know, for now it's fine, we can deal with it. Just imagine that gray slab is like, you know, very nice like wood backing or something. And then there's like a little sign to show you like what you can buy and stuff. So in here is going to be our little common area. Again, you guys remember, I've never actually stayed in a hostel. I did a little research about this, but not like an intense amount of research. But I am familiar that there is like usually like some sort of common social area, because, you know, the idea of a hostel is that you rent a bed, right? It's not like a hotel where you have a room. It's much more social. It's much more about the people there and community and just like being around other people. So I felt that the social space was pretty important to, you know, facilitate that. So we have this little living room area here, I guess, where, you know, you can meet other travelers, share stories, make connections, I guess network and stuff, which I feel like would be really nice. Again, I've never stayed in a hostel, but I'm totally open to the experience one day. I probably would be forced to anyway, because it's probably my most affordable option for me. But I think it'd be a really cool experience to be able to, you know, just meet other people who are just traveling and just be able to talk to them and have like much more of an intimate connection than what you would get in like, you know, a normal touristy hotel, you know what I mean? But that being said, I still like hotels just because I like room service. I think it makes me feel so fancy when I'm like, ooh, room service, I'll get, I don't know, pancakes or something I could totally make by myself. I'm gonna order room service. It's way too expensive, but I'm getting off track now. Room service is a whole other conversation. I don't know why I like it so much. I think it's just the concept of like very nice food that's served in a very pretty plate, and it just makes me so happy. Okay, we are off topic, but this is our little living room area. And you can see I have like a little coat rack here so people can come in and hang their coats. Because I imagine this is probably like a chilly area, like it's kind of cold in this climate. Again, I'm not quite sure where this is located, somewhere where it gets cold. So there'll definitely be like snow boots here and just, you know, coats and stuff. This little dining table so people can, you know, sit around, share a meal. There is going to be a kitchen connected on the right. I'm not quite sure how this works in hostels, whether or not like they have like open access kitchens, or if it's more like they serve like food like a hotel where you have like, you know, continental breakfast and stuff. But for this one, I just kind of imagine it would just be like an open kitchen where you could, you know, store your food in a fridge and use the stove and stuff. I don't know if that's how it works, but that's how this hostel works. I do imagine that they would probably also make, you know, little meals like breakfast and like lunch sandwiches and stuff for people to, you know, eat and maybe like buy for very cheap prices and stuff. So the people who like run this hostel, I don't think they actually like live in the hostel themselves. I feel like they probably live like very close by, and then they just like walk back and forth to, you know, run this place. But I wasn't really thinking of like characters specifically for this build. It was more just kind of like a conceptual build because I wanted to do something new, you know? Like don't get me wrong, I love building, you know, cafe after cafe and restaurant after restaurant, and you will definitely see more of that in the future because it's just like my favorite things to build. But I wanted to try something that I haven't done before, and I've never built a hostel before. It's such an interesting concept to build like a open plan hotel that's not really a hotel. It's kind of like a home hotel. I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing to grasp, but I feel like I got a good hold of it, and I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. I will say these rooms are a little bit small. I feel like they would probably have to be a little bit bigger, a little bit more high capacity for this place to actually like run well and make a lot of money, or just at least make enough money to keep running. But regardless, I'm so happy with how it turned out. So we have these little bunk beds, and we're gonna put beds underneath. So you would just basically pay for a bed for a night or two, or however long you're staying. You could store your stuff probably under these beds, because these look like storage beds. So that's probably, you would just like put your stuff under it. We'll also put like some lockers in this room so that you can like lock your stuff up, if you have expensive stuff or stuff, personal items you don't want to lose, you can lock them up in a locker. So the two bottom rooms on the first floor are symmetrical to each other, so they're the same on both sides just in terms of layout. So everyone gets a locker, everyone gets a bed, and there's like little storage spaces like underneath the bed as well. So you can see me, I'm just symmetricizing. That's not a word. I'm just copying everything in that room into this room so it's symmetrical. But yeah, like I said, if any of you guys have ever seen Hostel, please let me know how it was, because like I think that I will probably eventually stay in one at some point in my life. I would like to. It seems like a really cool experience. So let me know if you have any, hints and tips and stuff like that. That's our little laundry room on the second floor here. I was gonna put in like an ironing board and all that stuff for laundry, but that was like a piece of custom content that I lost when my hard drive got wiped, and I forgot to like put it back in my game, so I didn't have that for this. But imagine that there's like an ironing board and stuff there. So this is the bathroom. I don't like really know how the bathrooms work in hostels. This one I kind of just like made like an open plan bathroom where you have like shower stalls and there's like a toilet in the back. Kind of like how bathrooms are at like summer camps and stuff, or just like, I don't know, I can't think of another example. Just like open community bathrooms. But then on the second floor next to that bathroom on either side, we have another set of rooms, also symmetrical. And I think these fit like 3 people, I think. So we have, let's see, I think 5 in each room on the first floor, so that's 10, and then 3 in each room on the second floor. So that is 16 people total, which I feel like is probably not high enough capacity for a hostel, but like, I don't know. Is it? I don't know like how high capacity they're supposed to be. But let's pretend it's a little bit more than that. Let's pretend there's like more people allowed to stay here, but whatever, it's fine. And then up here we just have like another little common area where people can sit down. They can go out onto the little deck area there where there's like a little fire pit. Definitely a place that encourages bonding and getting to know each other. We also have a little workstation here with a computer, which I'm assuming is just gonna be like a public access computer, and then they just have like free Wi-Fi and stuff. Because if you're traveling, maybe you don't have your laptop, maybe you just need to do a little bit of work, write some emails, stuff like that. So I figured that would be pretty useful to have. But yeah, that is the build. It was a pretty quick one. I had a lot of fun doing this just because, I don't know, I just never done this one before. And I also really just like the way it looks, just like all the wood on the inside. Something about like cabins and wood walls and wood floors like really speaks to me spiritually. I don't know why. I think something about being surrounded by wood just makes me like happy. I don't know what it is. I feel like in the future, if I have the ability to like live like anywhere I wanted, I'd probably live in a cabin. I don't know why. I just like really like wood walls. I don't know, it just feels so natural. Anyways, I also really like the yellow like A-frame piece in the front. I feel like it looks so cool. Definitely very statement, definitely very hard to miss. So even if you're a hiker and you're lost, you could still find this in the dead of night, and I really, really like that. So let me know what you guys think of this build. Let me know how your weekend was, how your week's going, and if you have any build requests for the future. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.